Alrighty, This is another interesting match, and the new campaign ship Picardie. You can see we got a bunch of divisions in here, bunch of battleships, no destroyers on the map Shatter. This is definitely, I don't know. We've got all kinds of different matchmaking nonsense that could happen. I guess as far as things go, if I'm going to be into any match in the Picardie, I guess I'll take it. Like, whatever, this is the way this map likely plays out, is ships are going to be close enough to the middle that I'm not likely to get focus fire down from maximum range. Just things aren't going to see me, and the lines of sight, as long as I don't get completely careless, are going to protect me enough that I'll be able to do alright in the ship. One thing that I will point out, and I'm going to try not to get frustrated even just watching this back to do the commentary, is that I am lagging during this match. You just saw a little bit there, and you'll see it pretty consistently throughout the match, that I'll get this little bit of like rubber banding going on. Oh, there's another one. It's super frustrating. This is a match that I played in the evening, which is not my normal playtime, I guess the evening Eastern time. And I notice a lot that there is this type of connection problem. I've seen a couple of other people comment on it, and it's incredibly frustrating. There are a lot of things that can be frustrating about this game, and a lot of it you can work around to a certain degree. But if I can't control my ship, like, there's only, I can't do anything about that. So anyway, that was super frustrating. That's definitely impacts how I play this game, because it's frustrating, it's distracting, and it also just doesn't give me the confidence that, I'm going to be able to do the things that I normally do. Are my shots going to go off at the time that I want? Am I going to be able to make the turns that I want? Things like that. I just don't have the confidence in my ship, because I can tell that I am lagging. So that's really frustrating, but I'll try not to get stuck on that too much. You can see my team is kind of deploying, I don't know, fine. Like, we've got some ships out in island cover. I believe the Schroeder did go in front of that little island kind of to my southwest. I generally don't think that's a great play, because if you do get spotted, you're stuck in front of that island, and generally should try to go in front of them. We've got a broadside Albemarle right here. I think I'm about to get a tasty shot on him at 9.4 kilometers. Picardie's guns aren't the best, but at this range on a lightly armored big Citadel cruiser, this is probably going to be a nice shot. But he goes down anyway, so get 7 hits with the secondaries. That's all I get. That's fine. He was broadside to half our team anyway. He did the thing that the Schroeder kind of did, but worse, because he's stuck in front of the second island, so people have even more chance to see him and sink him. So, sorry, dude. Try again next time. Then I noticed this Bismarck coming down the middle. In retrospect, I should have actually just completed this turn right here to take on the Bismarck, but as I noticed, the lag was probably influencing my decision making in this match, because I was frustrated and also just not confident that I could take the Bismarck. But honestly, in retrospect, fully should have just brought it out with the Bismarck right there in that little gap. I've got my team to support me. He does not. Picardie's taking enough. I could at the least, come out all right from that. But I kind of get a little skittish going in on the Bismarck, and this is just, absolutely pointless for me to sit right here in front of an Iowa at 5 kilometers and eat a full salvo. Picardie does have decent armor, but you go broadside to anything and you're going to pay for it at that kind of range. I am honestly lucky that it wasn't any worse than that. He did only have his front turrets on me, and I don't remember offhand what the specific Citadel layout is on the Picardie, but I know in general it has decent armor, and I kind of got away with one there. That could have been a lot worse. But anyway, so I do finally complete my turn that I should have done earlier, and my secondaries are going off, and I'm actually getting a lot of hits and fires on kind of everything that I've made a bad choice to put myself in the middle of, but I'm getting kind of, this is a position where secondary ships can shine if you can manage to not get yourself sunk. I'm reasonably angled to stuff here, and I am taking a lot of penetration damage. You can see that I'm, both of my rear turrets are off. Bismarck is chunking me there. I've got less than 10,000 health left. I'm still lagging. I managed to take the Bismarck down, but, you know, I've really put myself in a terrible position. I'm lucky I didn't sink. I fully lose that third turret. My whole ship is black. So yeah, and I'm lagging like crazy. So I'm pretty frustrated with how this match is going so far. Certainly a lot of it is my fault, but then like right here, that I can't do what I want to do, and I'm very frustrated with everything that's happening around this match. I go down, yeah, here we go, 5,000 health, another turret lost. The one thing that I will point out is that during all of that, I've done 70,000 damage, so, you know, we're 5 minutes in, 70,000 damage. That's really the power a secondary ship can have. I think my secondary is off on one flank. We're shooting at the Bismarck. Multiple of these ships were in range at certain points, so the Vlad, the Iowa, and the Massachusetts, and possibly some on the Azuma. I set 5 fires so far. Some of them got to burn for a little while. So all that to say, that's not the position I should have put myself in. I could have managed that a lot better. But also just be aware that if you get a secondary ship in a position, especially if you can get both sides firing, you can do a lot of damage very quickly, even as you are running away from your terrible positioning choice. The next thing that I will say, one of the things that I've actually really appreciate about this ship in particular, also the Michelangelo, I've noticed specifically, this is one of the things that I appreciate, is I haven't lost a single secondary. So I took, what was that, like 90% of my health and damage, admittedly most of it in AP, but I still have, I believe every single secondary on my ship is intact. You know, there are a few things in this game, like kind of trait statistics of ships that are, I guess I would call them pet peeves, that they're not certainly things that you can't work around, but I just really don't enjoy playing ships that have those traits. And for me, trying to play a secondary ship when your secondaries get knocked out pretty consistently, like Flander is kind of my biggest, you know, frustration for that, is it's got all those 100 millimeter secondary turrets up on the kind of the hill, I will call it, of its side, and I just lose those like crazy. Like one salvo from anything and there's just like, oh, there's 3 mounts gone. It drives me nuts. You build for secondaries and then you don't have any secondaries, you know. Not my favorite. The handful of matches that I've played in the Picardie, I've really appreciated that these secondaries tend to survive. You know, I think some of it is that it has this relatively low concealment. You see it's 12.4, so you're not taking tons of HE damage from really far away. And additionally, I think they just generally have either good health or they're small enough that they don't get hit nearly as much. Right now, I was specifically trying to both wait for my heal to come back up, and I noticed that this I guess, flank of the red team is pushing around. Our team did a pretty decent job slowing them down and holding them off, but I saw this Bagration kind of creeping around the corner, and I know that he's very likely to finish coming around, so if I can get him when my secondary's in range, he's going to go down pretty quickly, and you can see these secondaries are chewing him up, and I'm trying to get my main guns going on this Viejo a little further away. He is now also in secondary range. My secondary is 11 kilometers as this stands. I should start doing a better job of saying what my build is at the beginning of the video, or just put up a clip of what the build is, but I'm actually running Latier. Got him out of one of the pirate crates. I don't think I ever would have purchased him before. But I wouldn't have bought him outright, but I actually am really glad that I have him, because this was ship announced basically as soon as that event ended. I was like, oh, that's a perfect match. If you're not building your Picardie into secondaries, I really think you're going to have a bad time. You know, the main guns, it's got 16, but they're like short barrel 305s, and they're particularly inaccurate. The penetration is mediocre at best. And the overall damage, certainly the alpha damage, is not amazing. And just realistically, with the turret angles, the accuracy, and the penetration, you're not going to do tons of damage. That said, if there's a Vlad basically broadside to you at 4 kilometers, 4 to 5 kilometers, like, they will penetrate. So don't ignore them. Don't get sloppy on a Picardie. It's got 16 barrels, so even if you're, if you're close enough, some shells will hit. They can definitely be a threat to cruisers kind of inside the engagement range of the Picardie. That, as part of my build, I've just gone ahead with Brawler. I know that's not always the most popular choice, I think, especially among other videos that I've watched, but I've said it in some of my other videos, like in my minds. You know, some of these ships, I build them for fun. Like, I will not claim to be playing the, you know, absolute most aggressive, need to win build on every ship that I have. At some level, I play these ships to have fun, and depending on the ship and what other ships I have access to, I may build a ship specifically to be different from other similar ships, just because, why not? Like, I've got different ships, I'm going to play different ships. I want it to be fun and different. So I've got Brawler on this one. I feel like it plays to the strengths of the guns. We're just trying to get more shells out there. I'm not going to be dev striking anything at 17 kilometers anyway, so I might as well have slightly better reload. You can also easily run the survival skills. One of the reasons that I don't particularly care about the fire survival skill is the heals on this are quite good. The reload's not amazing. It's pretty standard reload, but the actual heal amount is quite good. And of course, I'm running fight fire with Latier anyway, so a little extra fire damage isn't amazing. This Bagration on our team is pushing in at this point. I'm specifically... Oh, there's lag. That's a frustrating one. I'm specifically holding my fire to see how his torpedoes do, because obviously at this point I am pushing into 3 ships. We're down. We need to get some of these ships off the mat. The Bagration had kind of held back and then all of a sudden decided to rush, but I figured that my, again, best chance to win is if I can support him, if I can distract any of these battleships possibly, and also kind of mop up what he leaves behind. So I was waiting to see which battleship he torpedoes, and if he sinks that one, then I need to focus on the other one. So that's why I was holding my fire right there, just to try to get an idea of what he kind of leaves. But the Iowa you saw had just barely survived, so my secondaries take him off the map. I probably would have still used my main guns on the Vlad, and let the secondaries try to finish off the Iowa. But I managed to, like, almost accidentally pick up a Kraken, and I'm at 200,000 damage. You know, I think there's a lot of lesson here about even if you make a bad choice, you can still recover from it with a little bit of luck and then a little bit of patience, as I'm trying to kind of, you know, maintain what's left of my health. That's creeping on that salvo. It's just ridiculous. Maintain a little my health, get my heals back in action, and just kind of do what I can with what's left of this match, even after making a pretty terrible first choice to go broadside to like half their team. I really am just lucky that that didn't go worse than it did. And so at this point, I'm engaged on the Massachusetts. I actually wish I was a little further away. I think I had the advantage at a slightly further engagement range than this, so I can use my, you know, the generous maneuverability of the Picardie, and that its small size is a little more, you know, a little more in my favor. This close, like he can hit me. You know, that's not that hard for him. But he does also switch engagement to the ship that's to my left. Not 100% sure why, if he's just trying to get him off, but I can't see. Heyo, trying to get him off the board. But I can't see his health, and I'm pretty focused on trying to finish this engagement, because I also think I might get the number 6. I could have gotten a 7 on the Flander if my turrets had been a little bit over, but yeah, I mean, this is not like A+ Picardie play, but you can see if you can stay alive, the secondaries will definitely do work on this thing. They are not to be trifled with, and I've seen a lot of people kind of maligning this ship. You can see this lag is taking ages to load the end results. I thought I was going to lose this match to a disconnect, but anyway, pull in almost 240,000 damage, 6 kills. Oh my gosh, Wargaming, please, full experience for secondaries, thank you. But anyway, it's really not a bad ship. Play it, enjoy it.